All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, share, and I will rest therein. I'm coming with a message today, and we're going to have what you call a good time. Hopefully, I know, hopefully, we will. And it is going to require those that tune in, that enter into the live chat. I want you to control the live chat. Uh, if you can answer the questions. Uh, you can have the answers and the questions that's put out in the live chat. And Sister Deborah is also here to also kind of dip and tip in. But I want to open up the live chat to individuals who have questions and answers to things that they think that would enhance individuals that's trying to hold firm to the light and hold firm to spirit and truth, or even seek out the light and spirit and truth within them. Okay. So if you have answers or questions, put them forth and let the live chat with one another. And as you all are communing with each other, I, Sister Deborah, will uh, uh, come in and be say. I will be saying some things. I myself have um, five five different uh, powerful topics that I'm going to throw out as well. Uh, but I'm just hoping that the topics in which I'm going to put out is going to just make you think. It's just something to just kind of make you think about where we are at today, and where does it appeal that we are headed. Okay, so it's all about you running the live chat, putting questions out, answering individuals' question to the best of your ability. And I'll say again, nobody knows it all. As I said before, give or take, I know 20%. But don't catch me in spirit and truth, because that's where I would rest therein and hold firm. But I'm going to be throwing out five different uh, topics after you all have put out a topic or ask questions to one another or have the answers for one another. I want you to know that this is time for you to control the chat, the live chat. Okay, do it. It's fun. It's fun. It ain't about who knows what and who know it all or who got the answer. It's just putting what you feel you know or you've known from this time, you know, on. It's not saying that, you know, I'm going to challenge one in the live chat, or I'm going to down one, or I'm going to compete with someone in the live chat. It's just having fun. So if you are out at this time, at this listening to the voice of Sister Deborah, and you're going to pour in to the live chat, this is time for you to control the live chat. Okay? Sister Deborah, it will be bringing in like five different power punching topics. Being so, someone called me a half an hour ago and they were talking to me and they were saying these certain things. And as they were talking to me, I found myself just answering the questions in which the individual was asking, but I also saw that these are also questions that many might have in the back of their mind, or afraid to ask or have not thought of it, of asking, the question. So hello in the live chat. Okay, we got you in there. So you can shoot out. We're not gonna wait very much longer. If you already have something you could put out, go right ahead and we can start in the live chat. But again, I do have 5 different topics that I'm going to shoot out through the live chat. But I'm going to hold off a minute and you know what? Let us begin. Okay, let us start instead of just waiting for individuals to tune in. Let us just press forward uh, uh, regarding the title. Uh, you control the live chat. So you want to first, uh, the individual that is in the live, you can start whenever. But I'm going to go out. I'm gonna go with one. Okay. Okay. We were talking about knowing who placed Satan into the bottomless pit, muzzled his mouth, and chained him up for 1,000 years. When I read that in the instructions and direction book about how Satan was or will be chained up for 1,000 years in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. And what really got me was it wasn't like Satan was battling, he wasn't fighting. It didn't seem like he had a fuss, or argument, or a fight to keep him from going into the bottomless pit. Now, if Satan went willingly and with no power and control, but to totally 100 times 20 million submit, which he had to have, the Father did not have to come off his throne to have Satan, the one that has deceived the whole world, the father of lies, to have him chained and muzzled and put down into the bottomless pit. No one ever thought, well, wait a minute, why wasn't there a war within Satan to fight the fact that I ain't going down in no bottomless pit? I ain't gonna let nobody chain me up. I'm gonna fight this thing. Do you really believe Satan said that? When you go into Revelation 19, you would see Satan 100 times billion submit to the order of him being chained up, muzzled, and taken to the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. So if Satan is one that submit to the Most High Yah, how could he that was in the kingdom get tossed out, deceive the whole world? Uh, uh, what else? The liars, the father of lies, been given wicked seeds to follow him. How is it that when it's time for him to go in to the bottomless pit, why ain't he throwing this power, this authority, and this strength and this might that we have given him? How is it that this same one we know of, we've heard of, we read of, we taught of, is totally 100 times 1 trillion billion submitted to one angel, tying him up, chaining him up, muzzling his mouth, and taking him to the bottomless pit. What I was looking for was what people have taught in the Christian churches and what people have taught throughout time. You know, they make this Satan this big, tough, bad, oh, he's powerful. He's, ooh, he rules and he rules. I think we missing something on this earth. I think that we're missing our own self being our own worst enemy, and not so much as Satan. I think I can see that. I think I can see that in this, that it's not so much as Satan is all this and that. It's what we made him to be. Just like we did with David, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We did it with Solomon. We did it with Moses. We put them on the pedestal in which they are taught in this day and time. They should never have gotten the position and the place and the authority that we gave them, because it made no change in nobody. No one thought to look at the life of Abraham and follow Abraham. Look at the life of David and follow the spiritual life. Look at the life of Abraham and follow him. Look at the life of David and follow him. Look at the life of Solomon and follow him. Look at the life, follow him. No one followed their spiritual called position. They took on the what? The flesh. So this is where we also rest therein, in the flesh of how we created Satan to have all this dominion and this power and this authority. But when I pull up in the instructions and direction book and I see how simple and easy and delicate and submissive and humble he entered in, and he didn't enter in on his own. He entered in to be led by one angel, to be chained down by one angel, to be muzzled by one angel, and to be taken to the bottomless pit by one angel. The Father didn't even have to come off his throne to deal with Satan, to be put into the bottomless pit for thousands of years. So how is it that that one angel had full control over Satan? How? You will never hear scriptures telling you that the Father had to come down to bring Satan to where he brought him to for 1,000 years. He's willed him to, or the order. We gave that power to him. But you will never hear in any church, in any temple, in anywhere, where you would never hear that Satan's power is the power we as people in the flesh has given him. He has no power. He has no power. It's the power we have instilled in ourself that he is. Because when I saw that, I said, wait a minute now, Father. You ain't sending no one angel to take him. Not the big bad wolf. Not the one that come down to deceive the whole world. Oh, no. Not the Father lied. Oh, no. You better send a multitude of angels to come take him down. I just know you ain't letting him come down. Let one angel. Oh, yes, Deborah. Where Satan is where we planted him. That's how wicked our flesh is. That's why our flesh is our worst enemy. Because we deal in the flesh understanding and the weight of the flesh. And we give flesh power and authority that we should not. If anything we would give power and authority to would be our spirit, not our flesh. And that's how we have done with all the other individuals. I'm sorry, can you all hear me? I hope so. I didn't think to ask. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. And I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Well, okay, good. So I'm like saying, why isn't it taught that Satan is not as we have portrayed and said and preached and teach that he is. It shows you how we've been lying. We've been lying. So that was Deborah bringing a topic. Now I brought that forth to wait to individual come in, and they can take the topic elsewhere. This message is about you controlling the live chat. That means you are to say and speak to one another, and you can address each other. You can address Deborah with questions and answers. We're just going to just have a good time in the live chat. I'm just going to let you all control the live chat. I had to come up with topics in case no one take out the time to or feel that they don't have very much to bring forth to the live chat. I just make sure I had some topics, and one of them was how is it that Satan gained the power and authority and the strength in which he really does not have, and how did we lie? And the Father, as I was talking to you, the Father was saying, Deborah, just like you talked about David, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, all of them, they always gave them the glory. The Father never got the glory for them, y'all. And I'm going to tell you the truth of that, because I don't have no reason to lie. The Father never got the glory. He never got the honor. He never got the praise. It was just like on YouTube today. We give the people, the individuals on these YouTubes and these Facebook platforms, we give them the glory. We give them the praise. We give them the honor. We give them the worship. You see? And this is why Satan ended up inheriting the whole mindset. You couldn't go to nobody on the earth. You can go to nobody and ask them, unless it's a baby. If you can ask them, you probably can ask 5-year-olds, and they'll tell you, when Satan, he's mean, he's tough, he did, and he's nothing. And the kingdom knew he was nothing. But we have made him, boast him, put him on pedestals, just like we put David, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We never seen the fact that, wait a minute, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob didn't make us their seed. You see what I'm saying? Y'all did. But we don't give him the glory for that. We don't give him the honor. So I'm going to let that one go if you want to expound on that, or if you want to take the live chat to a different level. Shalom, everyone. It's good to see you in the live chat. He didn't have no choice in the matter. No, he did not. Satan never had the choice in the matter. It's what we put him. We made him all that in some. And so I sit back and I said, but you said we are our own worst enemy. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. He never told us that Satan was our worst enemy. He's never warned us to the point where we need to be watching out for Satan. He knew he didn't give Satan that type of power. We did. We did it. Yeah, you are so easily to blame. You are so right. You are so right. Easily to blame. You and accountability for you are so right. That is so true. That is true. And that kind of answer it too, don't it? That makes sense, don't it? It allow our flesh to escape and not be accountable. You are 100 on that. That makes a lot of sense. That fits right on in. And it's easy. And with that, this is where we stand today. And this is another reason why we couldn't give him the glory, him the honor. Why we didn't look at him to be all that? You know what? It's real hard to know that I'm speaking to know that he is the creator of all things, and all things that he created rejects him. He said that we stand before him and give accountable for every action we took on the earth. Yes, and every action, and when you say that, about he's saying that we're going to be held accountable for every action, and guess who are not going to be accountable for it? Yes, so you're matching the last message. He just a convenience, and to really a scapegoat, to blame, so that we won't be so we not take accountability for our flesh. Then you come back and you said, didn't he say he would he had to stand, we had to stand before him and give accountability for every action we have taken? And he even said not even action only, it said in every word. And he did not say Satan, because I even thought if Satan caused us to do everything wrong and he was our worst enemy, you would think he would pay the penalty for us. That's why I tell a lot of people to understand this thing men are trying to grip, as far as that power and that control and that ruler and that submissive power. They want that, but they don't understand what that means. That means that the Father is subject to charge you, whether you are in the spirit or walking in the spirit or not, for the blood on the individual that you've trained to believe that their life has to be submitted to you. Because we all going to have to stand before the Most High Yah as an individual. And guess who ain't going to be there? Satan. So that shows you Satan can't be partaker in the things that we're actually down here doing, because he's not going to be held accountable for it. He's going to be held accountable for what he did already. You get what I'm saying? Because it paid his penalty was the lake of fire for what he did already. And that's a blessing. If y'all really think of it, it's a blessing that the Father didn't allow him to come and have that type of power and authority over us. That's why he gave him his own seeds. And that's why the sower who sowed the seeds was Yah. And he sowed three batches of seeds in all the wrong places, where he knew, who knew? Yeah, he knew those seeds could not sprout up, but he knew those were the seeds of Satan's. And then he has this thing of putting a seed into the soil. I'm saying, Father, you poured out four parables of the sower sowing the seed. What happened that only one seed, a hump of seed went into soil to come up and bring up out of the soil? But the ones that's in the other three, they're not going to bring up anything. They're going to die. You see? So those were the seeds he had already ushered Satan. Those who are going to die like him and with him. Okay? I think it started in the garden with Adam and Eve. It started in the garden with Adam and Eve. I don't think it started there, babe. And because I buckled up, I buckled up on Yah because of a young girl I saw in high school. I was like a senior. She was like a sophomore, but all the time she was there, I remember seeing her. She was a quiet, just a peaceful. She always wore a head wrapped and wore a skirt. She always had a smile. And I mean, she was just a pleasant individual to even walk by. Okay. And one day I went to take, I don't know if it was my daughter or my son, to school. And I saw her in the middle of the street at 7 a.m. in the morning. And it hurt me to see her there. Guess what she was doing, y'all? Turning flips, sliding on the ground, half dressed, and it hurted me so bad. I said, no, this ain't the one I've seen all these years. No, what happened? And I began to blame Yah. I began to blame Yah. I said, Yah, that's your child. That's yours. Yah, no. I got out of my car. I grabbed her by her clothes. I brought her to my car, sat her down, closed the door, got on the other side, and asked her, what's your problem? And it was like she went total. Y'all should see what she was doing that early in the street, in the middle of the intersection, all these cars sitting there watching. I asked her, what's her problem? And she began to be so, you can see the spirit take off and run. And she began to cry. She said, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. My life has been just upside down. Later on, I found out. I took her home and knocked on her door where her parents and her siblings stayed. And I told them what she was doing. And they said she's been like that for several months. And guess what had happened to her? When her pastor had died, their church closed. So she joined this other church where this lady was the pastor. When she turned her out, as far as homosexual, she turned her out. So not only was she turned out by this pastor, she also was turned out mentally. Okay, because her parents them said they had to keep taking her to the mental hospital because she keep going outside doing things that's going to cause herself. And at that time, she had to been something like 20, 24. She had to been like something like 24. It just bothered me to see her like that after seeing her in high school, being this total humble. I tell you what, she was the humblest person I had ever seen in my life. And to see what I saw that morning, oh, and I began to tell her that you know who you are in him. You ain't got no business out here. She was receiving it all. Why? Because the spirit had took off once I put her in my car. The spirit knew, hey, I'm going to get up out of here. It's just like the serpent. The serpent going to slither in and slither out because they don't want their head crushed. They don't want to hear truth. Truth crushes their head, you guys. It crushes their head. That's why you can get some come into this live chat. Moment they hear some, they scoot out. It's good. It's beautiful. Because he said already in the beginning, his seed is going to crush your head. So you better get out of here while you got a chance. Okay. So what happened is I buckled up on y'all. I had my own place. My son was at school. This is after I put the lady in the car, took her home. I'm gonna tell you, I can't open the front door and just slid right on the hallway floor, crying and hollering. I was crying and hollering because I couldn't believe the Most High would let that happen to this young girl. I just couldn't believe that he would let her mental state be gone like that. And I was asking him, well, why would you do that? Why would you let that happen to her? And I was just crying, just on the floor, crying. Then all of a sudden, this quiet, soft voice spoke unto me. He said, Deborah, what about me? Have you ever thought about me, Deborah? And how I cry and how I must feel. I created everything on the earth and everybody. And I am totally denied. Have you ever cried for me? That's what he said to me. Have you ever cried for me? Oh, I came up off the floor, laying down, crying and kicking. I sat up. He said, well, you don't cry for me. Do you know I cry? I cry because I look at the ideal that I created everything. And everything, Deborah, has denied me. And I'm the creator of it. And I never thought of it like that. So that's what he was sharing with me as far as wanting me to understand that it is a situation that it's no one's, we like he said, we all going to be held accountable. Okay. And it's not going to be this one fault or this one fault, you know. And like you said, I think it started in the garden when Adam and Eve. The Father wants me to say to you, it didn't start there. And he wants me to say to you, and it won't end there. Let me say that again. He said that it didn't start in the Garden of Eden, nor with Adam and Eve, and nor will it end with Adam and Eve. And this is what he told me the day I was crying. He was talking about what you're looking at, Deborah. You got to understand how this same evil or wicked started from the kingdom. See, everybody looking cockeyed. at the Most High Yah, because they don't know the truth. The truth of the matter, all of what we think Adam and Eve started, no, they didn't. You forgot it started in the kingdom. And the Father want me to share with you, it's going to end in the kingdom as it started. And then you might say, well, how is it going to end back up in glory in the kingdom? Because he said they're going to come to him doing what? They're going to come stand before what? The throne. Where's the throne? The throne is in the midst where Yah is. He's going to be sitting in it. And they're going to be pulling up saying, I did this, I did this, I did this. What do you think that is? Lying. And that's the battle of Satan in the kingdom from the beginning. So he wants us to fully understand all this trash started in the heavens. That's why you got to understand spirit first. That's why you got to understand what took place before the foundation of the world. You got to understand that, because that holds all the answers. You see? So he was telling me that same time I was on that girl, crying about that girl. He said, Deborah, do you think sin started on the earth? I said, yeah, it started Adam and Eve when they sinned. He said, no, it didn't, Deborah. That's when I was educated that time. That's when he educated me. No, it started in the kingdom, right here where my throne is at, Deborah. That's why no one ever wondered. I cried. And when he told me he cried, I was like, and I started wiping my face and everything with my clothes, because he told me he cried. And he told me sin started from the kingdom, and it's going to return back to the kingdom in which it come from. Okay. So that's why when y'all reading and y'all are hearing about what Satan did in the kingdom, right there, that shows you the kingdom holds it all answers, and it shows you why Satan is getting eternal life in the lake of fire. It's what took place in the kingdom. Okay. I don't want to take over the live chat. Everybody's supposed to come to it too. Okay. And the sun that shineth up in the sky. And the sun that shineth up in the sky. I don't get that one. So it started in the kingdom. Yeah, it started in the kingdom. That's why he was stepping on me. He was letting me know, baby, you ain't telling me nothing about what's going on in the earth. What about what all this stuff? Do you know what sin started? When he checked me like that, I was like, Adam and Eve in the garden. No, it didn't, Deborah. It started in up here with my throne, where I am, I reside. He said, are you going to cry for me? Are you going to cry for me? And when he started, I started repenting, y'all. I couldn't help but do nothing but repent. That's how I learned that it didn't start on earth with Adam and Eve. It started in the kingdom. Adam and Eve came to be the seed for the serpent. Okay? That's why they didn't hesitate to go to any other tree nor the tree of life. They went directly where they were already assigned. And that's why I didn't make, when man tell you what woman did and that she did it, that's where you know the Roman Catholic and men lied. Because when you understand that it started in the kingdom, then you got to go back, wait a minute. The kingdom wouldn't have dare orchestrated for a woman to be the fault of it when it started in the kingdom and it created man first. Why did it have to be the secondary creation to say and blame for the sin itself? See, that's how bent everybody is. They bent up and they bent down. Yes, it started in the kingdom. And that's why he said it's going to return. You remember when he said come judgment, they're going to be saying this. Now you tell me, you're going to tell me you're going to stand before glory in the face of Yah and try to justify, clarify, and identify what you did on the earth? I don't think so. Not your spirit. You ain't going to be standing in front of glory. Only spirit's going to be doing that is Satan's seeds, the wicked and evil. They going to be up there. That's where the sin going to reside. It's going to end there. Why? Because it's going to the lake of fire. They're going to stand just as it. Yeshua give you a real good view of how come judgment, they're going to stand before the throne said, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. Why would he say, no, I never knew you. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. That's sin. That's wicked and evil. But wait a minute, Father Yah. How did they get up here with that type of power to lie? He said, because they came from a liar in the kingdom, and they're going to return as liars. I was like, oh, Maya. So, see, that's why I was telling y'all a lot of things is more simple. It's what those who have the power over teaching us is creating things out of the situation the way it shall please, the way our people want to live, and that's why we're in the condition that we're actually in. Yeah, it started in heaven. Remember the father of sin, the father of lies? That's who Satan is. And what did he come to do? He come down to what? To deceive the whole world. So, okay, now I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not trying to be smart, but I said to the father, if you didn't want him up there, what makes you think we want him down here? That's that. I wasn't no more than 17, 18 when I said that, but I sure did. I said, if you didn't want him in the kingdom, what makes you think we want him down here? You see what I'm saying? So, live chat is yours. Anybody. So that was just a topic that I had to put out while we until we get started. It's the live chat tonight is about uh uh the live chat. The message today is about this evening is about the live chat. And that is we're just going to toss things out and we're just going to discuss things. And the live chat is going to lead. Okay. The problem I have in people's teaching that the promised land is in Africa. You know what? I believe so anybody in the live chat can answer that. Let me let someone else. Uh, it's you all's turf on this one. One question is also put forward uh, uh, toward one's teaching, and then I would also, if that be the case, then what happened to the prophecy? Okay, first and foremost, we have to also understand that uh, the map that we have today is not the map that was yesterday. Okay. Land in which we called it today is not the land in which was called yesterday. Uh, Africa is not what it was. Okay. Land, the way you see it and understand it and it's named, was not what it was and what it is. So a lot of people say Africa because people want so bad for us to remain in this melanated state of mind that we are all the same. Okay. Someone says, he he or she try to spear it? I don't get it. There you go. You just nailed it. You just answered your own question. You know that Israel ain't that little. Not with them 12 tribes like the sand of the sea. Come on now, baby, talk to me. Do you understand what he told Abraham? The stars in the sky and the sand of the sea. Now we know that. How could that be and have all the land itself be so tiny? You know, Yah did not give Abraham that little bitty tiny land. See there, you got it already. You got it already. He did not give. In Jerusalem and Israel, you see how tiny it is. They did that to keep us confused. And let me say something. When people talk about they are awakened, this is why I don't agree with their mental state at all when they speak of awakening. Because what you just even said, that little bitty land, that should been in the minds of those who've been teaching and preaching, talking about scholars and all these people in the Hebrew Israelite movement. They should have been then tagged in to what you just said. Because I did. I just could not believe it. I never believed it. I said, no, this little bit of land. Hey, wait a minute, Father Yah, why are you telling Abraham about this here land? Like you really giving him something. He said, I did. I did. It wasn't that little bitty. You see, it's the way man went in and like their instructions and direction book, smeared it to where it can fit exactly where they want people to be today, as far as believing what they did to what was smeared by them yesterday, and that's the Roman Catholics. Still, the Europeans, they did that. Still smearing everything on the face of the earth is still being smeared. They were the ones that did it back then. They added to it. They smeared it. You see? Because if I'm gonna show you something where you're saying a little bit, now you know what was it so big about? Watch this here. What's so big about you saying to Abraham that his seed was going to be like unto the sand of the sea? Honey, who can count the sand of the sea? Come on now, somebody need to talk to me in the live chat. Can you count the sand of the sea? How many do you think it is? Anybody, give me a number. Infinity. Sand of the sea. And he told Abraham, look in the sky. In a sense, I bet you can't count them stars. You see what I'm saying? So if you knew that he was going, and the whole, now watch this here, and the whole world is going to be blessed through you. So, okay, Abraham, why I give you the littlest land on the face of the earth? See, it don't make sense, do it? It don't make sense, do it? Not at all. It don't make sense. But by man having the authority and the power to make the maps and make it what they want it to be, just like they did with America. They how would I they how would I drew it out to where what they want. Minnesota, Missouri, Texas, California, they did that. But if to know the truth of it before it was called those states, what was it? You see? And that's the same thing with over there. It's to me, it's also identify the same thing I started with as far as with Abraham, with Satan. We gave Satan the power that he think he has. He know he ain't got none. We gave him that. He know he ain't got none. We gave him that. He know he ain't got none. We gave him that. Because anytime the Father take one angel to come down here to lock him up, to muzzle his mouth, to chain him, and put him down for 1,000 years, and he didn't put up a fight, come on now. What fight are we fighting? And saying that he has authority over, oh, it's Satan, it's Satan, it's Satan. So I believe that the whole map and everything that they're putting down is out of order. And it's out of order because man has taken it out of order. And because man knows man has taken it out of order, they are men, they're going to be content with it without bringing spirit and truth to the whole matter. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to preach about it. And they're not going to tell the truth of the whole matter about it. Okay? Because I said that too, but I think I was young when I saw that pin needle Israel in Jerusalem. I'm like, wait a minute now. Is this what you got? It didn't make sense to me. It's out of order. It is out of order. And that's the way people like it. They like it that way because their flesh is out of order. And when Sister Deborah said their flesh is out of order, what would you all think I'm saying? What would you think I would be saying when I say because their flesh is out of order? What would you think? What do you think that means when I say the flesh is out of order? Right? The flesh ruling, but what makes the flesh be out of order? Do you know? What makes the flesh be out of order? Anybody? What would make the flesh be out of order? It says Galatians. It just said Galatians 4. No verse. No verse. Galatians chapter 4. What would be what would cause the flesh to be out of order? Why is the flesh out of order? Anybody in the live chat? Now, come on, y'all, pull up. No one has to have the right answer. It's just we just here this evening, just gonna have a good time in the live chat. Why is the flesh out of order? And why would Sister Deborah say that? The works of the flesh is what you're speaking of. Shalom, shalom. Because the world is out of order. The world is out of order. Okay, so the world is out of order, and the flesh is out of order. How could we in 2020 and 21? Yes, those are the things of the flesh. Isn't that ugly? In Galatians chapter 5 and verse 20 through 21, all of those, it's a lot of them, from murdering, drunkenness, envy. Oh, it's a whole host of things that detach to the flesh, the ways of the flesh. I see what you're saying in Galatians chapter 5 and verse 20 to 21. It shows you all of these things that the flesh is out of order in and with. And you say that the whole world is out of order. That's a good one. Because it is. Because it is. One said because they don't know the power of Yah. Why is it the flesh is out of order? That's a good one. It's in odds with the spirit. That's a good one. You there. That's about right. Exactly. That's true. You know why? Because the way he created it, people today do not understand. If he, now tell me, does this make sense? If he created the Lamb book of life and the books to the lake of hell before the foundation of the world, then what was placed in them books ahead of time? Who you are in the spirit. Who you are in the flesh is not in the Lamb book of life, y'all. Who you are in the flesh is not in the books to the lake of hell. Because flesh can't enter into the kingdom, nor is it going to enter into the lake of fire. It's going back to where it come from, which is what? The ground. So who is this person? Who is this Father Yah you got in the Lamb book of life? Who is that? Who is that over here in that's going to the lake of fire in those books? Who is that? Spirits, y'all. So it shows you that you got a spirit. You had a spirit first. You thinking that you had a spirit once you got down here and he blew his breath of life and and gave you a spirit. No, he did give you a spirit, which was his image. But that same spirit is the spirit also that is already written in the direction to where he's sending you eternal. So it tells me before flesh ever exists, before Adam and Eve had ever exist, they had already been written in the books to the lake of hell. And that's what people don't want to give that power and that glory to the Father. No one wants to teach you all that these things already need be. When he keeps telling me, Deborah, get in your lane. These things need be because they already is written. You can't change it, Deborah. You can't preach this thing to change. You can't teach this thing to change. With spirit and truth, with the light, nothing is going to change because heavens has already had it written. That's what he was telling Satan when Satan tempted him. It is already written. And what we don't understand, our spirit is already written. It's written either as the sheep on the right or as the goats on the left. It's over. It's already written. We're down here clowning, like I said before, like I say all the time. We just down here clowning because we ain't got nothing else to do. So therefore, understand, flesh does not come before the spirit. Spirit already exists. So if the flesh is out of order, it's out of order because it does not line up with the spirit. It ain't gone its own way. But heaven's got him rolled down already too. Are you going your own way? That's about right. You already read 10. You already read 10. You already read 10. So go your way. See, that's what people don't understand. And this is where I used to tell people, y'all better give him back that power and stop playing with him. Y'all better stop playing like y'all got that power and that authority. And when people play with the power and say they got the authority, they trying to teach you in a way that they got the answer, they got the power, they got the understanding, they got all this in the spirit realm. Baby, they ain't got it. They still talking about awakening. And ain't no such thing as awakening in the flesh. If you don't awaken in the spirit, you are dead in the flesh. Teaching and all. You got to, anything you got to waken up to. It's not who you are, who you were. When were you? In the kingdom. Where? In the Lamb Book of Life or in the books to the lake of hell. Y'all better wake up. Okay? So this is why we out of order. This is why the whole world is out of order. Because Satan himself was given all these seeds. You see? And he already knew. Oh, they already out of order. They follow me. I know they out of order. You see? He knows that. He knows it. Why you think he ain't trying to fight the angel that's taking him down to the bottomless pit and chaining him up? You would think, you mean you gonna stand there and let that Satan gonna stand there and let that angel chain him up? Satan gonna stand there and let that angel muzzle his mouth and take him to the pit for 1,000 years so he can stay down there? You know what I mean? He ain't gonna argue, fuss, fight. He ain't gonna get victory and call his army. No. Satan know where he come from the beginning as an angel. He know he's over. It's over for him. He just appreciative. He appreciate Yah for letting him spend the time that he did to lead his seeds in order, in a way that they were going to go anyway. So that's why he ain't fighting the angel. Because I'm like saying, but wait a minute, Father, you ain't gonna send you ain't taking him to the bottom of this pit. You better send a couple of angels. Matter of fact, you better send 1 million of them to take him. He bad. No, he ain't bad, Deborah. Y'all made him bad. He's a wimp. He's nothing. Angel, get down there. Take this chain down there. Tie his tail up. We're going to see how bad he is. And when I'm reading it, I'm like, wait a minute, Father, y'all. He ain't going to fight. He ain't going to argue. He ain't going to, wait a minute. Not the one to come to deceive the whole world. Not the father of lies. You mean he going down to the bottomless pit with no problem? Yes, Deborah. He know he ain't bad. You all made him bad because y'all didn't have nothing else to do. That's why the whole world is out of order. Because our flesh have taken the whole world out of order from the route of the spirit, which is willing. Many people's spirit is willing to do what's right. But because we want to be led by this flesh, we ain't gonna let right stand nowhere. Not on the left, not on the right. We ain't gonna let it stand nowhere. Lawlessness. And that's another topic I have down on this piece of paper. Lawlessness. Because we were talking about lawlessness and how I don't know if I know I shouldn't be putting this on y'all, but I have seen it in the last 2.5 years, such a high level of lawlessness. And it's like it's not even felt. No one feeling this thing. Okay. And what comes with lawlessness is a level of dark evil. You see, because they don't want to follow, any rules, no laws, no nothing. On top of it, it's a dark evil comes with lawlessness. You see, it's a dark evil that comes with lawlessness. Is that AI? Yes, AI has been allowed to be created to give he that is in the dark the ability to reach their highest potential, because it's all coming down with the right hand of the Father. So he's allowing them to reach their highest potential. I have a problem. I have a serious problem because I don't like people telling me my father is fighting wars against somebody. Do you done lost your cock and picking mind? Who gonna fight against the right hand of the Father? They teaches people that. They teach people that, oh, this day gonna come and they gonna be fighting against the Most High y'all. Or may God gonna fight against y'all, or this China, y'all. Because you missed Genesis 1 and didn't understand the power that created all things. Who can fight against the one that created all things? Thank y'all. You see how slow we can be in our flesh that causes us to be so weak-minded in evil, doing evil, thinking evil, acting evil, feeling evil. It's because our minds, nobody can't fight against that right hand of Yah. Do you see Satan fighting him? He sent one angel to go chain his butt up to take him to the bottomless pit. Did you see Satan fighting him? Satan ain't fighting nobody. Nobody. He like to get people to go up against Yah's anointed ones, but he know what he Satan said, y'all fools if y'all think I'm gonna come up against that right here. Tell me what take me to the pit. I'm ready. Satan said, take me to the pit. I'm ready. Let me give you an example. When you look into the book of Job, let me show you something. And this is another crying shame right here. This is another crying shame to me, because when I see this, I say, but Father, you mean they don't know, do they, Father Yah? They don't know, Father Yah. And you think Yah care if you don't know? He don't care. Because he already know. It is written in the heavens who's who. See? So we wasting our time down here climbing and doing wicked and evil and thinking we going somewhere. Okay. So when he went to Job, in the book of Job, the first chapter, and verse 11, I sat back and I said, wait a minute. Since I know about the right hand, I'm trying to understand, how did Satan know about Yah's right hand? How did Satan know about Yah's right hand? And 99.15 billion people on the earth know nothing about the Father's right hand. What's the right hand, Deborah? All power. You better not mess with it. I'm serious. Yah's right hand is power. All power. So I couldn't understand. Father, I got a question. How did you let Satan know and the people don't know? He said, Deborah, they rather give Satan the power than to give it to me, who it belongs. At least Satan got sense enough to know I own it. Just because they stupid and they don't know, that's on them. That's why he keep telling me, Deborah, this stuff need be. I laid this thing out already. Heaven already got it written. Now let me tell you what, Satan always knew that the right hand of Yah is all power on the heavens and in the earth. That's your protection. You can't think you got the Ruach without that power, not knowing what that power is and what it is consist of. You got to know the power. Why? Because the power is under the name of Hamashiach. It is Christ. So how can you say you believe in Yeshua Hamashiach and don't know what you believe in if you don't know Hamashiach is the power? It came down here with Yeshua. If you don't know that, you're not saved. You're not. You don't have the Ruach. The Ruach ain't coming to live in you and you don't know who the power is. So why is it Satan is able to know the power, but humans are not? I'm like saying, it doesn't make sense. So Satan said in Job chapter 1 and verse 10, no, verse 11, Yah is telling Satan, go on, have Job, do what you want. He said, I know you got a hedge around him, but even if you took that hedge, I ain't finna mess with Job. I ain't finna touch Job. But listen to what he said. Job chapter 1, verse 11. But put forth thy hand. Now, what do he know about the Father's hand that you don't know? That's sad. That's really sad, y'all. And it really is. What is it that Satan knew about the right hand that y'all don't know? He's telling y'all, put forth that right hand. I know you had a hedge around him. That's why he's like he is. But I tell you what, I ain't finna bother him. But I tell you what you do. Put forth that right hand now. And then I go after him. Satan wasn't going after Job until the Father put that hand, touched Job with that right hand. So why did Satan know about the right hand and you don't? Now you go to Job, Job chapter 2. You go into Job chapter 2 and verse 5. The Father is telling again, Satan, come on, try Job again. Try, here. Chapter 2 of Job, verse 5. Try him again. And Satan is saying, I ain't finna mess with Job again. But I'll tell you what you do. What did he say in verse 5? Job chapter 2 and verse 5. But put forth thy hand now. What does Satan know about your hand, Father? What is this Satan talking about? How do he know your hand like that? Deborah, he knew my hand in the kingdom. He know who he messing with. He know who he messing with. But how did Satan know about the right hand? And all these people that was created by the same right hand know nothing about your hand. But you say you're awakened. But you say you have the Ruach HaKodesh. You say you're the anointed one. You're the appointed one. You're the chosen one. You're the people of the Most High Yah. You're the elect. You the this, you the that, you the this, and you the that. But you have not recognized the power of what he's consist of. Something wrong. Something been wrong. So all this trash we've been putting on Satan, giving him this authority and this power, that's why. Because if you think, why are we going to stand before the Most High Yah and be judged as if that one you kicked down from where you was at, you didn't want him in the heaven, you kicked him down to the earth, and if he led us to do why ain't we being judged by him? Why ain't he taking the price? He ain't taking. Why ain't say somebody in the live chat? Why isn't Satan paying the price for the sin that we are committing on the earth? Since he is sin, he's the father of sin. He's the father of lies. He's the one that come down to deceive the whole world. Why ain't we being judged? He being judged for us for what we're doing. Why is that? Why? Just anybody in the live chat? You want me to tell you why? I bet you can't tell me. Tell me why. Oh, they gone. They gone. They all the way gone. a young lady, you said Judith has been out of order and is now gone. But you should hear a young female, a melanated lady, she can't be no more than 26. If y'all, let me tell you what this sister did. I was just sitting up. I said, why is she sitting in the truck? I guess she's a truck driver. And she said the demons that Judith men fight. The demons that Judith men fight. And I sit there and I said, now, Father, now how did she know that? That ain't nothing but a baby. That's a baby. How did she know that, Father, y'all? She's a baby. And that sister broke that bad boy down. You couldn't get it no closer. Nobody couldn't get it no closer. She said the same thing I said, except for I said they in the closet, under the closet, in the closet. Look, just telling you in a sense of joking, but always saying, remember I say they in the closet, under the closet, and all over the place. And then I tell you, what did I tell you? I think I said 80% of them are doing something. This sister broke it down to where anybody in the world could get it. And I was like, but how are you seeing it like I'm seeing it? How could she see it? She's a baby. When I see 26, come on now. And you able to sit up in the truck. I think she's a truck driver, but she's sitting up in that truck, breaking it down. The demons that they fight against. But the only problem of I ain't gonna say problem. The only thing why I give her the prompts is because it makes so 100 what she said. She broke them down in demon time, in demon action. I was like, wow. She just broke it down nice and sweet and gentle. And I was like, wow. But how did she get that? She's just a baby. Okay. You said the two seeds is in Galatians chapter 4. I think that is in there too, isn't it? I think there's two seeds. I believe it is. And you see the two seeds. Let me. That was 4 and what? That was 26. I think. Okay, yes, and it speaks of the bondsman and the free woman. Those are the two separate seeds, and even then, he's breaking them down in what? Twos. You see how he break things down in twos? The bondswoman and the free woman, letting you know one is for what? The books, and the other one's for the book of life. See, we down here messed up from the floor up. He ain't messed up from the floor up in the kingdom. We messed up. We messed up. Yes, the battle is already won, baby. That's it. The battle is already won. But you have to see which side are you on. The winning side or the lose. You will be surprised. 99.9 want the losing side. Yeah, the sun and the earth. Yeah, that's when, and that's what's confusing to me. When people try to take this creator and make him one that's going to be battling with the flesh of men. Y'all messed up. Y'all messed up. Don't let nobody bend y'all bend you all up that bad. Why is he going to battle and have a battle or a war with somebody? He ain't going to do that. He just going to bam, you gone. He ain't wasting his time to give you the war of a lifetime. He ain't gonna be in nowhere battling and fighting nobody. Like you go, the one that creates you got to fight you. That don't make no sense. When he can blink his eyes and you out, it doesn't make any sense. So you got to understand what was added and what was smeared, or you got to read it with the ruach so it can teach you exactly what is being said. Because just like it said here, this individual said, did that when he said when his face appeared. This is what John said, when Yah's face appeared, how the earth and the sun took off running. Yes, y'all. Yes, they are. They gonna flee. That means they gonna take off like just like that. They gonna get out of there. Why? Because they gonna see the face of Yah. The face of Yah they gonna see for who he is and they're going to take off running. So what makes you think that he's going to come down here and fight the battle of flesh and men on the ground? But you waken. You so awakened. You so awakened because people are taught by the flesh and they have no spirit leading them into the light of understanding spirit and truth. So they have to see things the way it's done in the flesh. With me, it's no way I would even look for Yah to come down here to fight somebody or to battle with somebody. I look him coming and say, and that's exactly what he's going to do. What he going to look like battling something you created? What you look like fighting something you created? Do that make sense? But that's how low we have brought him. We have brought the Most High Yah so low to the earthly level, we see him fighting like the earthly men. But you the one sick, he ain't. How is he going to come and fight a battle? And he's the creator over all things and the battle itself. But yet he coming down here to show who would mess with that right hand. Satan said, y'all take y'all stupid tail on if y'all want to. I ain't gonna mess with that. I know what that's like. I know what that hand is. That's why in Job, I told him, put your hand on Job, and I get Job. Both times Satan told him, put that hand on him. Touch him with your hand. Because he knew Yah's right hand is all his power. And what Yah do? He touched Job with his hand. He knew Satan couldn't try Job unless he put that hand on him. And that's just like you in your life. Nobody can do nothing to you unless that right hand gives them the okay and touch you so that they can. You see, that's why you have to have some sort of relationship with the unseen Yah. Because he's the one that carried that type of power. That's that right hand. That's where that right hand belonged to. The unseen Yah. I ain't talking about the one y'all talking about. I ain't talking about y'all made up, homemade, man-made Yah. I'm talking about the spiritual Yah. Okay? You know what? I can't understand Apocrypha. Why is it? But ain't the book of, wait a minute, help me out here. The book of Apocrypha, isn't that in the 1611? Or tell you what, isn't it in the Bible? Now what I see, I'm gonna show you what I see. When I bought this book, it had all the books in there, the Enoch, all of them in there, but it also have Apocrypha. But guess what? It's in place of Revelation. Why is that? Did you mean to tell me the Roman Catholic took Revelation out to replace it with that? So talk to me. Tell me, where do you find in the Bible? Is it apocryphal? Where do you find it? Where do you find it? Anybody? Oh yes, he kicked his butt out. And you know, even that word, when they be saying he got tossed and thrown and kicked, y'all, I really got to think about that. The way it is written in the book about how he came down. And the reason why I say that is because as a young teenager, Yah always steered me to something a little bit different. We say he got kicked, he got thrown, he got tossed out of heaven. You got to understand, wasn't he pulling up in the Garden of Eden? Wasn't he partaker in the garden of knowledge and good and evil? The tree? Wasn't he partaker in that? And for him to be kicked and tossed and all this stuff that they said, what will be the reason for Yah to take such an action like that when all he had to do is at a blink of an eye and there he is on the earth? You see what I'm saying? It brings in it brings that mindset back into me and again of telling you the way he got put out of heaven. Because let me show you what I mean. Let me kind of help you there. You say Satan knows the Father has all the power, and the Father uses the power to kick him out of heaven. That's what we were always told. But when as a young person, I always wondered, kick, that's something we would do. Kick, tossed, thrown, that don't seem like something that would come out of a creator. Just like I would tell y'all, just like I explained to you about a lot of people thinking the Father is coming down here to fight Magog and Russia in the end days. He coming down here to fight, and he gonna do this and he gonna do it. Come on now, y'all. How can he that create all things fight the things he create? Do that make sense? See, that's why I said we have to let the Ruach teach us what has been added into these books and what has been taken away. So I always battle with the fact that he got kicked and tossed and thrown. And we're going to cover that because that's the next power punch thing that I had that I thought that was really strange. How could that be? He don't have to do all of that. You can be one place today and another place tomorrow. Look at Enoch. You see, he didn't have to go to him and kick him out or throw him out or toss him out. And then you hear something say he came down like a shooting a lightning. Now I can understand that. Now I gripped the lightning before I gripped kicking and tossed and thrown. I don't know. Now the lightning, I would get that one. You see what I'm saying? Like a bolt. I can see y'all doing that. But I'm just saying how the books are wrote up for us to really see Yah at a different angle. But the book ain't told us that all the power that Yah is, and he is the power, and his right hand, his stretched out arm. The book and the people ain't taught us nothing about that. But they taught us, they taught us that Satan got kicked out of heavens, he got tossed out of heaven, he got thrown out of heavens. And it's like, to me, I'm like saying, like, wait a minute. All this he did to Satan, and then you hear one saying the angels were tossed and chained down in the uttermost darkness. And then those who got kicked out with him, it's like, which is which? Are they chained? Are they with him? So I think that when the Ruach comes, he comes to really teach things in spirit and truth, so you can get the fullness of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I dealt with that when I was a teenager. Why are you kicking them out? Why are you tossing them out? Why? I'm reading it and I'm like, well, why would he have to do it like that? Someone says free will. Okay. Someone says free will. Okay. How powerful is that free will? Can you kind of expound on when you say free will? Free will. Look at that word, free and will. Okay. Can that free override the will of the Father? So is that the will of the Father that's free? Or is that the free will that we were told we had? Is it our will or is it the Father's will? Which one is it? So can I get you to expound on it? Okay. Maybe because we all have free will and we can choose to follow Satan or not. So once someone decides to follow Satan, the consequences are chosen. Satan fall on. Okay, so if we have the free will to choose to follow Satan versus following the Most High Yah, then tell me, why was the lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world? And for us to have the type of free will that we really been taught to believe that we have, you see, then therefore, Yah doesn't have a will. We do. Yah doesn't have a Lamb Book of Life. We do. You see, there's no such thing as a Lamb Book of Life There's no such thing as the books leading to the lake of hell. Okay? There's no such thing of the lambs slaughtered before the foundation of the world. What will be the purpose for the lamb being slaughtered before the foundation of the world and everything in the world being predestined if it's up to us and our free will? How did we get the will, our will, to be free to make our will? Okay? Oh, it is. A lot of them are off. I like how you said that. I love how you said that. Historical reference. See, that's how, see, you said it perfect. You said it perfect. I love how you said it. You need to be teaching somebody because that's the proper order in which you say it. You see how you say it? You, okay, let me see that. And useful to historic reference. Very good. Some of the books are in King James 16:11. Okay, see, but they don't have revelation in this red one that I bought. I bought it at a yard sale, but they don't have it. They instead of have they have it in that book, but they don't have revelation in there. They have apocalypse. They have that in there as the last book instead of revelation. Why did they do that? Maybe you can answer that. I don't know. But see how you said that? That's beautiful. You nailed that. Because that is exactly how you use them for historic reference. That's why he said study. We're supposed to use these things in the proper order, to get us to walk in the light of who, because if he's the light, why are we walking everywhere else in every other understanding without walking in the light? And then the light will give us study guides and other things to study. People don't understand that. But you said that really well. I like that. Um, the whole beginning of the Bible to the end breaks down the destiny, the order of Yah. In Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, he talks to Satan. He said, okay, you're going to have your seed and I'm going to have the woman seed. See, woman seed don't mean female, okay? Because you notice as they wrote it out, then they said, and you shall bruise his heel and he shall crush your head. But he called it a woman's seed. And what that is a spiritual seed. So right then in Genesis 3 and 15, the Most High called the eternal order. Okay. So when that eternal order was called, nobody has a free will to do nothing. But if you free, you only free to have a bowel movement whenever you feel free to have it. That's about all we got free. And we just don't know it. We just don't know it. We simply just don't know it because we've been taught that we have the free will. We have the choice. What do you have the choice if heavens has already written the beginning to the end? Predestined, ordained, foreknew. If we have the free will to choose, what people don't understand, watch how I break this down. Be careful. Watch how I break it down. You are flesh and you are spirit. Okay, watch this here. You are flesh and you are spirit. There go the two. Kick soul to the curve. They put soul in there so you really wouldn't connect to the only true two ones that y'all really put in there. He put spirit and he put flesh. Spirit and flesh. Okay. Flesh is assigned back to the ground. Okay. He want us to get our flesh under the subjection to the spirit that he blown in us, because we have a spirit. And only reason why he gave us a spirit that's like unto his spirit, he gave it to every man and woman, boy and girl. so that we too can be flesh and spirit, and we can have a spirit where he can come and abide in the spirit, because he refused to come and his spirit to come in our flesh. So he comes in our spirit. You have a flesh and you have a spirit, okay? Your flesh is your worstest enemy. Your flesh is your worstest enemy, okay? Satan has never been your worstest enemy. Demons are not your worstest enemy. Fallen angels not your worstest enemy. You are your own worst enemy. Why? Because flesh is an enemy to your spirit. And that's to all of us. Our flesh is an enemy to our spirit. Why? Because the flesh said to the spirit, I don't care about you living eternal. I don't care what you want to do. I'm the flesh. I'm going one place, back to the ground. I'm not going where you going. I don't get to go to heavens like you go. Your spirit get to go. Your spirit go. I don't go. I go back to the ground. Your spirit go there. So what makes you think I'm gonna let you control me? That's the flesh talking. The only thing that Satan can fully control is one's flesh. He can come after. Why? Because that's why your flesh is your own worst enemy. You do not have a choice in your spirit. You have a choice in your flesh. And the choice that you make in your flesh, okay, is the choice that you also have lived in your spirit. And if your spirit man has let your flesh rule it, then therefore you are already written for the lake of hell, because you came down here what? Choose, born of the flesh or born of the spirit. When you're born of the flesh, that means you come down here and live out your flesh. You see, you come down here, live out your flesh. Now, do you have the final choice of your flesh? No, Yah does. He still controls your spirit and your flesh. But he lets, if you want to live your flesh, he lets you live your flesh. If you live your flesh out, that means your spirit, when it stand before Yah, it's going to say, well, my flesh did that. I didn't do that. My flesh did that. I didn't do that. My flesh did that. But he's going to say, whenever you came down and your flesh lived out you as a spirit, you were born as flesh, because your spirit was born to let your flesh rule over it. Okay? But choice, no. Tell me what choice you had and have over life and death, if the choice is yours. See, people don't understand. Do you have a choice to wake up in the morning? Is that your choice too? So if you don't have a choice over life and death, you don't have a choice to wake your own self up. But then you have the choice, a free will choice. Can you free will that choice if you don't wake up? You see, we don't have that choice in which they have taught us we had, a free will. Yah's will is done. That's why he constantly keeps telling us, I'm the beginning and the end. I'm the beginning and the end, said the Most High Yah. He's letting you know, you better check with me. I'm the beginning and the end. You think you got a will? Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. Do you really believe, watch this here, watch me now, that Adam and Eve was placed? Adam was placed in the garden. Wait a minute, hold up, Father Yah. Can I tell her that? Yeah, tell her, go on, tell her. There were two trees in the garden. I wonder who put that tree of knowledge and good and evil in there that leads to death. Who put that in there? I wonder did your choice put that in there? So why were y'all putting two trees down there to where man and woman can make a final choice as if they had a choice? When they didn't even need the choice, if they were already perfect, why did you put that tree down there, Most High Yah? Why was the tree put there, period? Adam and Eve was perfect. There was no sin. Why did you put that tree down there, Most High Yah? Why? Why was the tree of knowledge and good and evil there? So man can make a free will choice? No, his choice was already made for him in the kingdom of heaven. He was just stepping into that choice that was already made for him in the kingdom. That's why the tree was there. Hey, Adam, Eve, go over there to that tree over there. That's your destiny. That's why they quickly ran. And that's what happened. See, we don't understand when we take the free will and the choice, we take the power out of the Father's hand. You first and foremost have to understand his power and where it stands. And then you go in to see it. Okay, I now see what she's talking about. I have a choice to go to the bathroom if I can. I have the choice to eat whatever this and this. And I have the choice to take a bath. I have a choice. That's the type of choice you have. But you're going and coming, baby, you ain't got the choice. You think you do. Everything that Yah has created falls under his will, and the category is I am that I am, the beginning and the end. So when we think this is our beginning and our end and our free will, baby, you ain't got no free will. Because if Adam had not had the breath of life in him blown and given him a spirit, tell me how that flesh was going to get up. It wasn't going to get up, but he got a free will. He couldn't get up. Because the free will is not like y'all think it is. The breath of life is in you. If he sniffed your breath of life out of you, then where would your free will go? Wait a minute, hold up, somebody. Hold up, y'all. Now, where would the free will go? Wait a minute, if I got a free will, if y'all sniffed his breath of life out of me, where will my free will go? Straight to the ground, fall, and never get up again. And stink 3 days until they end up in the earth. But wait a minute, hold up. But don't I got a free will? That shows you that your free will is not what we believed it was. Just like we think Satan tough, bad, and taking this, Satan this. And y'all said, Deborah, he ain't that. He ain't that. We made him that. We gave him that name, that authority, that power. He know he ain't got nothing. That's why he never told us Satan was our worst enemy. We told ourselves and told others. We built all these lies on this earth. We didn't told all these lies, and we still telling them. You see? So the choice we have is to the flesh of the basic things like eating, talking, and doing certain things. But say if you got your free will choice and you want to go over here and rob that bank, guess what? It ain't gonna be your free will. Because y'all can ban that if it's not already in the steps that he has ordered for you. See, we don't understand our steps are ordered already. That's what he was telling Satan in the garden. He said, you're going to have your seeds and I'm going to have mine. I'm going to put intimacy between them, which is hate, but you're going to have yours and I'm going to have mine. So wait a minute, Father, why are you telling Satan he going to have some seeds? It's Deborah. Only way he going to have seeds if I give them to her. He said, why would I write 2 books in the heaven? Why would I have 2 destiny in the heaven? Why would before the foundation of the world, why would I have the Lamb Book of Life and the books leading to the lake of hell if everybody ain't already written in it? But yet they got the power down here on the earth to the choice to do whatever they want to do and win and howl. No, we don't have that choice. The spirit that's in us that has already been written. That's what Yeshua was telling Satan when he was tempting him. It's already written. It's already written, dude. You can say what you want. You can it's written. He kept telling him it's already written. He was telling him, which is true. Ain't nothing I can do. It's already written. Heavens has already written everything up and down. It's over. It's finished. We just down here clowning without giving him the authority and the power of who he is and what he stands for. Yeah, I don't think we do. I don't think because if we had, if our will was so free, why can't we be rich instead of poor? He said, I make the rich rich and the poor poor. Wait a minute, hold up. How can you make the rich rich and the poor poor, Father? Y'all, we got free will. Okay. Already written. Yes, Cain was already Satan's seed. Mm-hmm. And that's what he was letting Satan know, because Satan thought, oh, I gained him now. I got Adam and Cain, what did he say? Adam and Eve there. And he was just letting them know, let me check you, bro. Let me check you. You're going to have your seeds and I'm going to have mine. And I'm going to put something in between them called intimacy. And that's mean hate. My seed going to hate you for evil and wicked, and you going to hate my righteous seed. Okay? Let's rumble. He was starting it up. See, Satan really, I think Satan really thought he had it going on, because Adam and Eve had went straight to him. As he knew already that they were his seeds too. He knew who he was talking to. He knew who he was talking to. He couldn't cross that threshold like to Job, like he did Adam and Eve. You know, tempting Job in any way. He couldn't do it until what? Until Yah touched Job. Why? Because Job belonged to Yah. That was Yah's seed. See, y'all don't understand. Satan, but Satan, he knows this already. And that's why I tell people are not awakened. You ain't awakened until you understand spirit and truth. And how do you get that? Through the ruach that sits on that throne. He break that thing in you and out of you to show you. Well, see, they write this here and this, they teach it this way, and they add, they turn it, they flip it, they turn. But the truth of the matter, I'm the word. These are words, y'all follow. But I am the word. That's why I said, wait for me to come in you to teach you all things. Because I'm going to show you the truth of the whole matter. Why these people dancing for thousands of years on the same old lies, and they ain't going nowhere. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. But yeah, and where you can know where they were already is, you remember in the garden, the tree of knowledge and good and evil shouldn't have even been put there if Yah did not want Satan there. You see what I'm saying? Talk to me, somebody. Meaning he was setting the way for Satan to be able to play his role. Mine is in the Lamb Book of Life. His is in the book to eternal lake of fire, Deborah. So I put his down there too, because many going that way. How do you know that, Father? Because I got it written. Revelation chapter 20. It is written that he got books lined up for the lake of hell. Nobody in the church never taught us that. Nobody never preached that. Nobody never talk about stuff like this. Why? Because they want you where they got you. This is spirit and truth in which I feed. Because the journey itself of what we're going through in all these issues of the world, knowing spirit and truth is going to help you through with it. It's going to help you survive. Okay. Yep, the flesh constantly warring against. And did you know that's everybody? That's why. Why do you think the spirit is fighting against? Why do you think the flesh fighting against the spirit? Because they got two destinies. Oh. The reason why the flesh fighting against the spirit, are they the one? They are one. Your own flesh fight against your own spirit. So where is Satan at? He ain't there. Your flesh is your worstest enemy. It fights against your spirit that's willing to do some things right. Why? Because the flesh say, hey, my destiny, I got eternal destiny. It's in the ground. 3 days I stink. I'm out of here. I don't care. You eternal. I'm to the ground. I ain't finna do what you want me to do. And he said, get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit, because your spirit has a better chance to doing anything right than your flesh. So that's why the flesh fight against your own spirit. And he says, your flesh, you are your own worstest enemy, because your flesh is fighting against your spirit. And it knows that your spirit was created for Yah to abide therein. And he ain't got, the flesh ain't got nothing. but to do what Satan tell him to do, and when he said do it, and how he said do it, make him think the flesh. Oh, this is good. This you should do this. You should do this. This is good. Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You see, that's how wicked and evil our flesh. And just imagine if the Father wanted us to know that our flesh is our worst enemy, then who is Satan? I told you who he was. He just come to deceive y'all tails. He ain't got no power. He ain't got no authority. All he has is nothing. We have the power and authority. So that's why we're going to be judged individual, not Satan. See, that's the problem I was having. I said, well, why is Satan being judged for deceiving us or having us to do wrong and wicked and evil? Why ain't he being judged? Satan said, no, I can't be judged. I knew when I came from heaven, I was going to hell. What are you talking about, Deborah? I knew my destiny. My destiny was the lake of hell. What are you talking about? Where else can he send me? Where do you want him to send me? I already knew my destiny before I even got down there. Before the foundation of the world, I knew my eternal destiny was the lake of hell. So how can I go anywhere else for your sin when my sin is already to the lake of hell? We're going for our own. And that's how they have lied and made it about Satan. And it's really about us because we're going to be the one that stand before the throne of the Father, our spirit. So it's best to get our spirits in control over our flesh. And this is the reason why I say a lot of these men be saying women must be submissive. Baby, you don't even know or understand what you're asking. Because the things in which I'm teaching you, do you understand if I am submissive to a man? Okay? My worst enemy is flesh. So what do? I submit my flesh to him. But if my flesh is my own worst enemy, what enemy will I be to him? Yes. If my flesh is my own worst enemy, what enemy will I be to him? And his flesh is his own worst enemy. Now we got all kind of demonic stuff going on. It is not about getting women under submissive, but what is going on, there is something that Yah has allowed to come to play that they did not let us know about, that was not put in there, that was taken out, had to be in. Because as I see it today, I ask him and I keep asking him, what is this? I don't see it anywhere. I don't see you don't teach it and break it down. Or you just tell me this is spirit. But I'm trying to figure out where is it? Why nobody don't know that this is actually taking place? Somewhere along the line, somebody didn't drop the ball somewhere, because there's some things going on and ain't nobody able to speak on it or refuse to speak on it or to refuse to open their mouth and tell what's going on. So when I heard that young girl that looked like she's like 26, she's sitting up in the truck. I think y'all might have seen her. And that was my first time seeing her. And she broke down something to me when she said the 5 demons Judah fight against. That's a Judah is up against. And I said, oh, that's so true. And I was trying to figure out, where could she possibly get that from? How did she gain that? Because with me, I get it through the spirit realm. The way she broke it down, nobody can deny. The way she broke it down, you can't deny. She just broke it down that way. But I'm what else? Let me see. Right, his will and his will only. Wait a minute. Do I think most churches are a gift? Do I think the most churches? The churches are. It's not a gift. The churches are under a. They are the ones that's under a. How would I say it? A demonic position. I'm gonna put it like that. The churches are under a demonic position because the church. See, I don't know why when I was young, I always thought this here. I always felt this too. I always felt, because that's happened to me all the time. I felt that if you join a church, okay, and after a certain while, say for instance, you've been there 5 years. After that 5 years, you should know who you are in Yah. You should go out and start something. because by that time, that gave you time to know your purpose. If he called you, if you're chosen, you see. But what is happening, going to these churches didn't give us nothing, didn't feed us nothing but wicked and evil. So you couldn't stay there for, that's why you got people who say, well, I've been at my church for 60 years. I've been there for 50 years. He's been my pastor for 30 years, and 30 years too long. Because what do you get? What can you say you got out of it? 30 years of him teaching you what? You see, I believe that when I went to the journey, y'all saw me on the journey to Atlanta. The question was, always ask people, what is your purpose? And you all, I had no idea to ask people that. But when the Father told me, he said, so many of them running up on you because they see your light. He said, but when they come up on you, Deborah, your best bet is to listen to them, but then turn and ask them, what is your purpose? Do you know your purpose? Is your purpose? Have you identified your purpose? And did y'all know it worked? It really worked. Because at that time, they stepped back and realized, why you trying to convince Sister Deborah that you all that and some, you bishop, pastor, deacon, prophet, you trying to influence her that you something. Now she put the calling on you. What is your purpose? They can't tell you, but you should know that. You say you a pastor and a bishop. You say and how can you be two of that nature? You don't even know what a pastor and a bishop is, because if you really see, they're pretty much the same. How can you be an evangelist, a prophet, and a teacher? Wait a minute. Where's all that coming from? And that's why he taught me how to address these people. And it worked every time. Right then, I don't care what light they saw on me. They saw something greater than a light. When I said that there, they always took a step back and said, wait a minute, this lady knows something. See, I didn't know to say that to them until the Father gave me that. He said, you see how people walk up to you? They know the light on you. They know what the light is on you. And he said, now, you see how they easily walk up on you like they know you? Next time they walk up on you talking about me, tell you what, ask them, what is their position? What is their purpose in you? In Yah. They couldn't answer it. Not one. They never could answer. And I said, wow, I didn't know that could work. It worked. It really did. They couldn't answer it. Now, something about the fallen angels that the Father spoke to me about today. Let's see what we're talking about here in the live chat. When you said, I thought you said gift. Is that drift? Oh, yeah, you know that. That's all they about. They all about that. All about. And when they went to get that 5103 and all that mess, they was with a system already, y'all. They was already ready with a system, always with a system. They made a lot. I'm going to tell y'all something. They made a lot of money out of our melanated people. Them churches made some money. Them churches made. And when I say that, you guys, I'm not talking about a little. Let me explain something to you all. When I heard of several people say that ICU, whatever that organization is, that Hebrew Israelite organization, who's also a 510K or whatever, and they dress in all that purple and all that. When I found out that they have something like someone, this is a couple of people said it, but I'm going to repeat it, even though I don't know if it's true, but I knew that there's another spirit on them than the spirit of Yah. So it possibly, they said, one said 200 million, the other one said 100 million is behind their organization. That's what their organization is. And not so much as work, but this is why they don't really help. Like you see Oprah with all this money, you don't see her helping the melanated people. And you see this same organization won't come out to help the people. They don't come step out of their boundaries. It's because they are no different than, let me leave that alone. Let me get off of that. Okay, let me get off of that. And yes, that's all they do is make. And to me, I look at it and I think that because so many people are living in darkness and they support darkness. That's the power. That's a certain kind of power that's hard for me as a individual to even grip. But the reality is, right today, if you see what these people are paying, offering and tithes, like Cliff O'Dollars, he come talking about he found out he wasn't doing tithes. Do you know that bro still take tithes and offering? You think that he was going to turn from it? No, he just wanted to come out in the open. And if you still want to give me tithes and offering, then you can. And the church still was giving it to him. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say the Father told me, and he told me lately, he said that the world loves their own. Darkness loves their own. The darkness gonna support each other. Light won't, but darkness gonna support each other. And I said, that's deep. And they got Clifford Dollars. Let me tell you something. I remember when I was staying in Georgia, people were saying that man wouldn't even give you a bag of groceries. I believe it too. I believe it. I was staying, but a lot of people said it in Georgia that who Clifford Dollars organization was like that. Now we got a church is hell itself. It is. It really is. It really is. It really is. Church is hell itself. It's a form of it. You bet that. And you know what else he was telling me about? Okay, we hear a lot of people, and I think somebody said something really smart today. When people not wanting to take accountability, they uses Satan as the means of why things happen to them and why they do things. But let me share with you what the Spirit was laying on me today about fallen angels. He went back to where he's gone with me over and over and over about the days of Noah, and how Enoch, it was said that Enoch said, and what he said about the fallen angels and how the fallen angels got with the daughters of man. The Father said that this is what he told me today. He said, you see that? And I'm like, really not gripping what he's saying when he's saying, do I see it? Do I see it? He said, do you see that? And I'm like, I'm trying to grip what he's saying because he caught me off guard. And he said, do you see the world uses fallen angels as a means of why the evil and wicked is on the earth? Outsiders just saying man, simply man. There was no fallen angels in the garden with Adam and Eve, you see? But they chose the tree that represents knowledge of good and evil, the one they were told not to. But where was the fallen angels that convinced them to do that? He said, today uses everything that they can to create the reason why the level of of wicked and evil. They would even say Satan, but they don't have it's somewhere along the line they're not seeing that it's them, and instead of seeing that, wait a minute, y'all better wake up. It's people doing these things that people are doing out here. Those are not fallen angels. The best thing they could do is blame it on fallen angels. And this is what he said. He said, how I taught you about what took place the day of Noah. You know how I told you that those weren't fallen angels. He said, those were not fallen angels. Those were never fallen angels. Those were the sons of Yah. Just like the day of Job, Yah was with the sons of Yah. He said in the book of Genesis 6, those were sons of Yah. They were angels that can go up and down. Okay, they had the communication to the heavens and to the earth. You see what I'm saying? They were sons of Yah. How is it that we cannot understand that you can't make them who you want to make them and then create in the world today that these are the same fallen angels that was with the daughters of man. And then he began to tell me, he says, what was going on, Deborah? They had a mission. They can commune from heaven to earth, heaven to earth, heaven to earth. That was their purpose. That was their mission. But when they saw the sin and how men were selling their daughters, go back. The way that they dispersed their daughters and gave their daughters away, you had to have this. You see what I'm saying? So he said everybody have missed the idea what was before the angels having the daughters. What took place before that? Men were multiplying. So when the men begin to multiply, they begin to have daughters. What were they doing with these daughters? Selling their daughters out. And he said the world would escape that. They would turn their heads away from the truth of the whole matter, what was going on. That's how the angels, the sons of Yah, got tempted by the men selling their daughters that was fair, of all age, younger than young. And when they saw what the men of flesh were doing with their daughters of flesh, and they were selling them off, they decided, well, maybe we can get us one. I like this. They fair too. You see, he says they had the truth. Everything that he's been dealing with men, it's been hidden, even to the point of looking at Genesis 6 and realizing it did not extend from fallen angels because they were never fallen, Deborah. They did not fall. They were mine. They communed with me. But what they saw the flesh of men doing with the daughters, that tempt them. And they decide to all in one, decide, let's take us one. Since they selling them off, why were the men selling their daughters? What was the purpose of Genesis 1 saying, men multiply? Why? Where was woman? Where was mother? And daughters were born to them. They were selling their daughters, just like in Africa right today, giving these 9 and 10 years old daughters to these old, drawn up men. They doing it by great numbers in Africa today. And these babies are crying because they don't want to go. But they have to because their family needs the money. Selling these babies off. They still doing it in Africa. That's why I do not pity Africa. You ain't gonna get me calling no melanated nothing. I'm more spirit than I am melanated, baby. You better grip that truth of the whole matter. I'm more spiritual than I am melanated. That melanated going to the ground. So he was telling me about they took the fallen angels, they took the angels that weren't fallen angels, they were sons of Yah. They refused to accept that they were sons of Yah. They weren't fallen. So I'm like listening to Enoch say they were sons of Yah. Well, why is the world calling them fallen angels to the point where they're using them now? They said that's what spirit we got out here, Yah. To escape what? To keep this United Snakes secret of this sex trafficking, the number one in the world, hiding all kind of stuff. Oh, it's the fallen angels. Oh, it's the aliens. It's the spaceship. If they can get us into everything else outside of what is really actually going on, they have won. What my baby said when he was 3 or 4, Mama, you think the devil won? That's what he said. He had been 4. Do you think the devil won? We had video. We lost a little recording. We wanted to hear him say it. He sounds so cute when he said that, because the things I would the way I would teach them, and I would tell them about things that's going on, and he felt that the devil must have won, because it seemed like he getting away with doing a lot of things. But what he, as a child, he heard things, but he really didn't understand that the devil is not your enemy. Now he knows. He's 30 something, but he knows now. But then he didn't. But he's not the enemy. We are our own worst enemy. So what he told me was, now today, Deborah, in this day and time, that's why they're hardcore. Everybody that's teaching is calling it the fallen angels. All you see is giants and fallen angels, giants and fallen angels. They're blaming them now for all the wickedness that's going on. But do you think that I'm going to call the giants and the aliens and the fallen angels to the throne when they judged? No, I'm just calling them. How about that? Ain't nobody coming to that throne but you. So what do that mean? You your worstest enemy. You make things be to escape the accountability, as they said earlier, for really what things really are and is. So when he was telling me that, I was like, but Father, they using that though. How can he said, but it's out of control, y'all. It is so far out of control. Everybody who think they somebody, and y'all, all of them use it. They using to the highest of the highest. And what is this doing? It's stopping them from seeing themselves. It's stopping them from seeing the true sin in the earth. It's stopping them from seeing all their sin and wicked that they're doing. And y'all study said what the iniquity of the father, the sin of the father going down to the children. But why are you blaming everybody else then? See, nobody wants to. He said everybody's covering up all their sin, their wickedness, and their evil with other just reason, so they can escape and continue in what they're doing. And it is all of it. It's still booming. It's booming like everything is the reason why, except for us looking within and saying, wait a minute, now, wait a minute. We making lies up. Let's get to the core of it. Like the other day, I was thinking, how could we have been in this country all this time and act as if nothing was really going on, and they got sundown town? Do y'all know what that means? That means you, your sons, your daughters, anybody can be traveling and enter into a town they would never return out. Who is allowing that to be in this country? This country is a high level of what you call evil, abomination. And we okay it all. Nobody says nothing. Nobody speak on it. Nobody say anything. And I'm like saying, why did so-called, I know they ain't nobody, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharp, nobody never said, well, wait a minute, y'all, we got to stop these sundown towns. We got to put a stop to it. Nobody said anything. And now they're booming like crazy. And people are going through them and not coming out. And the only part that I hate about it is these truckers, these young truckers that's got during the pandemic, after the pandemic, they was giving everybody they truck how would they can get their little degree in driving trucks. Many of them, even my son got his. I just thank the Most High that he decided not to take it any further. He got his little degree and everything. He's a truck driver now. He's licensed and everything. But I just thank the Father that he did not go into that type of a lifestyle, because now they're trying to find out, why are these truck drivers being missing? Several of them made it back. They didn't think they would, because they didn't know they enter into sundown towns. Where along the line that we as a people allow sundown towns not to be investigated? Why didn't the FBI or somebody? See, we act like we useless, or we can't do nothing, but yet we want to tell the world we built this country. This is the job of our men. This is the things that they should have been doing. It's why your nation Your tribe is vulnerable, and it's going to be set there to be set on fire. It's actually going to happen. It really is, because a lot of things we have allowed, because we said, oh, that wasn't my son, that wasn't my daughter, that wasn't my brother, that wasn't my husband. I don't care. They like that. They like that. But don't even understand. We setting it up for ours. And with me, I'm constantly before the Father, because they are doing some things. I ain't gonna say they doing it. My own kind is doing some things. And only thing I can do, if I put it before Yah, guess what? If I put it before Yah, He's gonna be the one that see to it that don't nothing interfere with him. Only Yah can do that. I can't. I just got to put them before the Most High Yah. But the fallen angels, everybody's using the fallen angels right now, Yah, for all the murder, the wicked, the evil, the adultery, the abomination, the witchcraft. They on this thing about witchcraft and sorcery and all this whole bull crap. Everybody's talking about all kind of stuff like that. But they laying in everything on the fallen angels. And the Father said, Deborah, they don't even understand. Those angels weren't fallen angels. They could not, they were able to go back and forth from the kingdom to the earth. Okay. They had that connection with Yah. But when they got with the daughters and had children and taught them the mystery of heaven, that Yah didn't want on earth, that's what caused them. Is when they got with them daughters and they taught them things that they should not have taught them. They taught their children things they should not have taught them. And it was a connection to the kingdom, the mystery inside the kingdom. They taught them. Their places back, you know how they used to go back and forth? Their places no longer can they go back and forth. Now they were sent to a place where they're at a standstill. But they did not fall. I get so sick of hearing fallen angels. You see, I get so sick of hearing that, because people use that to get away with everything on this earth. And it's sad. And because no one gets to know the truth of the whole matter. And when we get to the, let me see, let me. Okay, let me read here, see what someone else is saying. Okay, yes, exactly. Mankind always like to blame someone for something else, for the wicked and evil. And you're right. Mankind always like to blame someone for something else, for the wicked and evil they themselves do. But who's going to who's showing up at the throne? Who's going? You see what you just said? Who's going to show up at the throne? They tears. You see, and they alone. But yet, you're right. They blame. They always trying to put the wicked and evil on somebody else. But who he gonna pull up at the throne? Not the wicked and evil. He gonna pull up your tail. You see what I'm saying? So while they trying to blame somebody, they're the one that's gonna have to show up at the throne. That's the part I'm trying to get you all to see. He ain't gonna say, Satan, come on here. You deceived her. You lied to her. You caused her to commit adultery. No, he ain't gonna say that. The fallen angels, you did this, you did this, you did this. They caused her to do that. No, your butt gonna stand before him as you. Oh yeah, the fallen angels are celebrated. Tease that's why their star is on the. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. The grounds in Hollywood. Mm. Yep, United States is the hold of. See, it's holding all the foul spirits. Father, why is it holding it? Have you ever thought to ask that question? Why is it holding it? Why is it the habitation, which is the residence of all devils of all sorts and unclean birds? Why? And the holding cage the holding of foul spirits. Why? Because it's all going to come to a core here in the United States. And that's why all the migrants over here, y'all, it's going to be a throwdown. It's going to be a throwdown. This country ain't seen nothing yet. So when we see them letting them people over in the board across the border, y'all got it. Y'all got that thing in control. It's all for a reason, y'all. The hold of all foul spirits. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. How do we come? How do we the point? How do we limit? The point is, how do we came to this point from self-destruction since the beginning of creation? How do we get to this point? You got to understand, it was what took place in the kingdom of heaven. Something took place that he gave us somewhat insight of something that took place where the destruction started there. Okay. And when that destruction started there, he gave them the opportunity, okay, to follow Satan or to remain. Well, those that wanted to follow Satan got put down to the uttermost darkness and chained, okay? But don't forget, now that he has cleared the kingdom, now listen to this careful. Now he has cleared the kingdom. He has put the other angels who wanted to follow Satan down to the uttermost darkness of the pit, right? Down in the darkness and chained. And then he also, Satan was also put on the earth. Okay. So what happened was heavens were now those that it was almost like if you wanted to follow, they liked what Satan was doing. They loved what he was doing in the kingdom. Okay. So that's why they wanted to follow him, but they thought that they was going to come down with where he's at. But a lot of them got chained down in the uttermost darkness, you see. But some came with him, but a lot of them got chained down in the uttermost darkness. So what happened? Now, hear me now, because this is going to be with you the rest of your life. You asked the question about, the point is, how do we came to this point from self-destruction since being from creation? Now, it started in the kingdom. When you understand that nothing started on the earth, it started in the kingdom. You got to check with the kingdom. So when you check with the kingdom, you'll realize he had chained some angels down in the uttermost darkness. They loved Satan and what he was doing. Satan get put in the earth. So now here Yah is in the heaven. Okay. Those that didn't follow Satan or didn't choose or say that, hey, they wanted to go where he was going or follow him, heaven still had a lot of them up there, still wishing and desiring the presence of Satan. You see? So what happened? Instead, he said, I know now I have to clean out the kingdom. And his ideal of cleaning the kingdom of heaven out was to put them down onto the earth. Put them down onto the earth so they can do exactly what Adam and Eve did. You see what I'm saying? Because they were already still in the kingdom saying to one another that they wish they would have followed Satan, or what was that he was doing. Oh, I like, in a sense, they really had a taste for what Satan was doing, but they didn't want to leave the kingdom. You see? So what happened is, Yah knew who they were, And he said, in them already, in their spiritual heart and mind, they desire to do as Satan did. So now I'm going to create an earth, and I'm going to put them down on the earth where Satan resides. You see? And when they get down there, they will follow the direction of Satan. You see? But when they left heaven, they were already written in the books, because heaven, where Yah's throne is, already knew their desire was to hook up with Satan, or to desire the ways of Satan when they were in the kingdom. Okay? So when he brought them to the earth, that's why Adam and Eve went the way of the knowledge of good and evil, because they were also two angels that desired to know more about what Satan was doing, or they marvel off of what he was doing, or the idea that they didn't choose to follow him, but they still had that mindset. So the Father say, let me create an earth, and on that earth I'm going to send them down in flesh. And by the way, I'm going to send my seed down as well. And yes, I know my seed going to get tied up with their seed and join Satan crew, or not so much as Satan crew, but the ways of Satan. But I got a ram in the bush. Hey, lamb, I'm going to use you, angel, and you're going to I'm going to slaughter you now for the purpose to redeem minds that I'm sending down with the seed, with the angel, with the individuals who wants to follow Satan. I'm gonna send minds down too, but they're gonna walk in the way of Satan as well. But I'm gonna redeem them back by having me a ram in the bush. So when what he did is he had an angel already assigned, and that angel was Yeshua. He was called Yeshua on the earth, but he was an angel slaughtered before the foundation of the world to redeem those angels that Yah was sending down to represent him, to bring them back, to bringing them back to him. Why? Because they didn't choose to follow Satan. He chose to bring them down to the earth among all mankind. Yah chose that. That's why he tells you, mine's coming back, and I'm going to hold them blameless. That's why Yeshua came. He didn't come for what Hebrew Israelites think. Oh, for us, I don't care how it's rolled up and rolled out. He came for the spiritual Israel, the spiritual Judah. You see, that's who he came for. He came to die for. And those that are grafted in, because they were being redeemed back to the bosom of the Father, because they didn't ask to come to the earth. They were just sunk down. So that's why he was telling Satan in the garden, you got your seed coming down and mine's coming down. See, he was telling them. So that's how all the destruction, all the self-destruction, when we look into the kingdom and realize that it didn't start on the earth, it started in the heavens. So what happened? Right here today, 99.15 billion do not understand why there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. He's bringing heaven down. Why? He's coming with a new one, because the one that he had, where he had to separate Satan and all the chaos and all of that, and the angels, he cleaned out. And now he's going to have a new one. So he himself is already got planned a new heaven to do away with the one that he once had, because of what Satan and his demons and his angels did. They tainted the kingdom. So Yah is going to have a new heaven. Oh, yes. And this is why. And this is the story. It's called What Took Place Before the Foundation of the World. It's to give you a better insight of why things are the way that it is today. A real clear insight, because then you can understand, well, that's why, and that's why in the Bible he said, he that is born of the flesh is of the flesh. He's talking about of Satan. He that is born of the spirit is of the spirit. We all been born. So what are you talking about? He said that when you already born from the kingdom, born already to be that. So a lot of people say you must be born again. He's still talking to his that is born of the spirit. He's not talking to everybody that he that is born of the flesh. He's not talking to you. You got to be born of the spirit. No, no, he's not talking to you in that number. He's not talking to you that way. He's saying he that is born from the kingdom in the flesh, you're going to serve your flesh when you get down there. He that's born of the spirit is going to serve the spirit. Why? Their spirit. Why? Because Yah only reside in your spirit. He that is born of the flesh will not allow, will not have Yah abiding in their spirit. They are about their flesh. He that's born of the spirit will allow Yah spirit to abide in their spirit, and their spirit with Yah. They will be redeemed. So that's where the destruction comes, self-destructed in the kingdom before it was on the earth. No, what was you saying? They're missing because they're driving underground, but that's another story. That's what the mess. That's what this whole video is about. Different topics, so you can bring it up. That's fine. That's what it's about. Yeah, Genesis 6, he said he don't know why they insist on making them angels, fallen angels. They did not, they didn't, they weren't fallen angels at first. And it wasn't that they fell or they are fallen angels. They were just angels that were sent down to do a mission. Instead, they saw what men were doing with their daughters, just like they're doing today, sex trafficking. Do you think these women sex trafficking? Yes, they're playing a role in it to get them. But when you see the power behind it, you will see 1,000,000,000,000 of men and 2 women. That's the truth of what you call the whole matter. Because that's the same thing back in the days of Noah, selling off their daughters. Selling off their daughters. And I'm gonna show y'all the deepness of. I'm gonna say something about that too. Uh, they love it because it keeps you from knowing really. And you know what I think they do? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is me. This is me. I believe just like that young girl was teaching. I believe in this day and time, men need everything to cover up who they are and what they've been doing. Because I think a lot of you all do not really understand what has been going on. I really don't think so. But it's coming out, but it ain't gonna matter if it come out. It's coming out to destroy people by great numbers, and it's doing it. Okay. Oh yes, they've been revealed, but wait till you see what he's going to do. See, they ain't even teaching each other what he got planned for them. They won't teach the people. They won't teach these guys. They so busy getting them in their group and they gang and they cult and in their organization and in their camp. They're not even seeing clear. All right, crystal clear. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, Sister Deborah is 63, going on 64. Okay. Yep. Now I heard that, but see, I was that kind of made me wonder what is really going. So many truckers are being missing. They are being missing. How do you know that you are born of the flesh versus the spirit? Okay, let me explain. When you have a flesh and you have a spirit, okay, and your flesh is subject, has been submissive and subject, under your spirit. That means your spirit makes all the choices. Do your flesh make choices? Yes. Most of the time it's the wrong ones. But your spirit has the choice of your flesh. See, the spirit can have a choice. Why? Anybody in the live chat? Why is it your spirit can have a choice? Anybody know? Why is it that your spirit can have the choice? Your flesh is your worstest enemy. Okay? It makes you think wrong, feel wrong, do things wrong, say things wrong, eat the wrong things, drink the wrong things, act the wrong way, disrespect. This is all in your flesh. But you have a spirit, which is an image of Yah that He gave you when He gave you the breath of life. He blew a spirit of your own. But it's like a spirit, like He is. He's a spirit, so He gave you an image of how His spirit is. He gave you one, and it's called a spirit. Okay? The spirit is supposed to have the flesh under the subjection. Those people who are spirit is over their flesh, they are born of the spirit. People whose flesh rule their spirit, then they are born of the flesh. Why? Because the only place the Most High Yah reside is in your spirit. Yah said your flesh cannot inherit the kingdom. He will not abide in your flesh. So where are you going to abide? In your spirit. That thing I gave you that's like an image of me, I will come and I would abide there. And we would become one. You abide with me with your spirit, and I abide with you with my spirit, and I'll teach you everything you need. So therefore, when He does that, He teaches you how to get your flesh under the subjection to where you become a what? New creature. That's why He was saying you become a new creature and old things pass away. What old things? The ways you did in your flesh. Do they tell these people that's on drugs in these rehabs and on alcoholic? Do they tell these people that's practicing? I practice watching porno, and they don't tell them, none of them. They don't tell them these things. That the way out is letting your spirit be in control over your flesh. Let your spirit talk to your flesh, because the spirit has always been willing, but the flesh is weak. The spirit, why do you think that the spirit needs to be in control? Let me see. The spirit is where the Holy Spirit dwells. That is so right. That is so right. That's where Yah dwells. Yes, your spirit should rule over your flesh. Why? The flesh ain't going to be judged. It's going to get you in trouble. But your spirit going to be judged. So are you going to let your flesh rule your spirit when your spirit is one going to stand before Yah? You see how you your own worst enemy? Because you letting your flesh rule your spirit, when you should let your spirit rule your flesh. And this is going back to where I tell you all, as far as men, you don't want these women submissive to you, because they submitting their worstest enemy, which is their flesh. You don't want their flesh. You want to be able to have your spirit and her spirit on one accord, so both of you can get your flesh in control. You don't want to be over, or want to be this, her spirit, her flesh submitted to you. Why? Because Yah said her flesh is her worstest enemy. So you want her worstest enemy? You see the point I'm making? Praise the Most High Yah. Yes. Yes, there's a real battle. It's a real battle between the spirit and the flesh. For real. Because, hey, look, let me give y'all an example. I know I shouldn't tell y'all, but I don't care. Like, say, for instance, here it is. I'm in the bed 2 nights ago. And I'm in a deep sleep. I'm asleep. And I'm like wondering, well, what is this here? I know I'm asleep. And I'm like, what is this here? Like I'm actually in the bed with somebody doing something, y'all. Do y'all hear me? Do you hear me? And I'm like, the devil is a liar. Next thing I know, it was like, gone. I'm telling you, it's real. It's real. And this was like 2 days ago. And I'm like, no, what a day. And when I woke up, I said, Father, wait a minute. I got more. With you greater in me, I know it didn't. I know it didn't. Oh, yes, it will. It'll make you say things you ain't got no business saying. It'll make you do things that's so wrong, but it'll make you do it. Your flesh is like that. But when your spirit pull up, that flesh has to submit to all. And then this is what the spirit said. Now, you know that's wrong. You better not do that. The spirit will even warn the flesh the consequences. The spirit would tell the flesh in a minute to stand down. But you have to know that you got that type of power resting in your spirit. That's he put that already in there so you can get that flesh under subjection, because it ain't coming to the kingdom to be judged. It's going to dirt. But it got to stink after 3 days, but it's going to the dirt. There's things in the ground waiting to eat up a lot of it. But your spirit has to stand before Yah. Yes. You know how y'all seen movies where there's an angel on one side and the devil on the other? That's what they telling you. That's what they telling you. It's two sides to you all. Y'all just didn't know it. It's two sides. One on an angel on one side and the devil on the other. That's what they're telling you. There's two sides. See, the world even know it's two sides. That's why in the church they should have always stressed the twos. They should have always stressed the twos. And this one says, she says, the one you feed the most will rule you. Oh, wow. That's powerful. The one you feed the most will rule you. Yes. That's the only thing. That's the only one that Satan can tempt. He can tempt your flesh all day and all night. Yah abide in your spirit, and he be teaching you, yes, making you remembering things. Yep. He teach you all things. That's right. And when he said all, I used to think all things that's containing to the study guide or to have to do with him, until he told me, now, Deborah, all things. Do you think that you know what you be telling your children? They trying to figure out how you knew it. You think you got that yourself? No, I told you I would teach you all things. He mean what he says, and he says what he mean. More women, more problems. That's all they're gonna do. And they can act a fool. Our tribe of Judah women, they know they can act a fool. Y'all, our women is off the chain. They don't know if they going or coming and how they gonna get there, because they don't know their way. That's just how far gone they are. They are off the chain. Yep, it's gonna be standing before Yah. Don't that make sense? The one that's gonna stand before the altar to be judged, before the throne of Yah to be judged. Shouldn't we be trying to let that one be in control? But why are we letting the flesh, when he told us your flesh is your worst enemy? So what? I want it to be my enemy. It happens to you also. And it's deceitful. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna show you what happened to me. Mine's to the point where it would say, if someone do something, I'll respond. And then when I get off to myself, you know what my spirit said? You know you don't have to say it like that. That was you were being tempted. Learn to walk away. It was wrong. Learn to walk away with wrong, Deborah. You don't have to say nothing to it. And that is so true. That is so true. You don't have to say someone say something or do something. You don't have to respond. And then it always let me know how it could have went a different way. That's what the spirit lets me know. It went this way, but Deborah, just imagine if it would have went this way. That's how the spirit teaches me. He says some things you don't have to respond to. Yep. You have to rebuke the flesh. In Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things. You see that? And this separately rate, this separately wicked, who can know it? You see that? Do you see what it says? Verse 9, Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things. And the this was that's this separately wicked. Who can know it? See? Who can know it? Because we don't think that our flesh is that way. And you know what heart they talking about? That one in our flesh. See, we got a heart in our spirit, we got a heart in our flesh. It's talking about the flesh heart. Oh yes, you can definitely feel you can feel the difference when you fast. Oh, definitely, because that flesh saying you ain't gonna do this to me. I ain't gonna let you stop now. No, you bet. Yes, you know that's where the battle is at, ain't it? That fast and the show you the difference between your flesh, won't it? That flesh get cutting up. You don't give him what he want. Oh, sure will. That is so true. That is another way of identifying the two, though. Do you know that? That if you could get if you go into a fast, you could see the difference in the two. You really can. It's just like night and day. They so different from each other, y'all. It is often the flesh and the spirit. It can. See, it can't teach. It can't teach the truth. The truth can only be taught by the church that is founded under the Hamashiach, which is Christ. That's the true church. And you know what? A lot of people throughout life thought the true church was the building. But for almost all my life, I knew the church was within, because that's how long he been dealing with me all my life from within. So I'm like saying, hey, wait a minute, what I know in here is greater than what this man teaching here. And I had a thing when I go to the church. How did I know what he was going to preach? And the kid said, well, Mama, why do you always know what he said? It's just something. Honestly, it was the gift that was given to me. And it had been given to me when I was a young girl. So that's really how I was able to discern or to know ahead of time what he's going to teach. I said, okay, he's going to teach this. We get back to the car. They said, Mama, how you know he was going to teach that? The kids said that all the time. They can't teach. But they don't forget now, they can. They can teach the flesh. You see what I'm saying? That's who they're teaching, the flesh. Okay? And even with me, I'm a type of person. I feel that I can step into any place, any church, any denomination, and anywhere. And when I do, I always use it as a learning lesson to be able to see that it's still like this. It ain't no, you know how you hope and think that things are different than it used to be, or things can change, or truly, because this is what I used to get when I used to talk to people, and they would say, but my pastor, he's a good pastor. He's been a pastor for 20 years. He's so good. He did. And I said, what is good? They couldn't tell you. Everybody put these pastors up on pedestals, and they never give Yah no glory. He don't get no glory. He don't get no honor. He don't get no praise. He don't get nothing. Oh, my pastor is so good. My bishop. First lady, sit your tail down. First, third, fourth, and fifth lady. You said stand down, clown. Look here, I'll be doing the same thing. You have to. You have to. You have to. And did you know he said he's still going to hold you blameless? He's going to hold you blameless because he knows that when he sent those angels down here and they went to Satan, he knew he was sending his down here to worship him. That's what the sowing the seeds were all about, y'all. A lot of people don't know that, but that's what that was about. That's why in all of them, only one of them, he sowed the seeds in soil. That's to represent him. You see, they're returning. They come from him. They're returning. They're already written, and that's what Satan. That's what Yeshua was telling Satan when he was messing with his mind. It's already written. What are you trying to do? So I say unto you all, when you are battling things within your mind, and your mind is battling with you, say to you to say it out loud. It is written that thou shalt not tempt the Most High Yah. Say it aloud. It is already written that thou shalt not tempt the Most High Yah. So Satan, get somewhere and sit down. Stop clowning. But I think it seemed like all of them was about that dollar. And I'm gonna show you something. My idea, Sister Deborah's idea of a righteous church is a church that works in the community, all the surrounding communities. Okay, a church that has a lot of poor with other churches regarding helping the needy, the homeless, the fatherless. Have your members out there feeding the poor, going to the hospitals. The pastor himself is known to go to the hospital. Have your members that has a prayer warrior team. Tell them they are assigned each week. Go to the hospital. Make sure they are equipped to be what they should be, to be going to somebody's hospital. You can't just say you have the gift or you have the ability. Have the gifts of those who got the gift to discern and the anointed to discern and try the spirit by the spirit. They have to have a prophet and prophetess in the midst, all of them, and they should never ever be your member. Not of a church. These positions cannot be members of you, because then they are of you. Then they have to answer to you. When he called the 5-4, he called apostles, prophet, evangelists, and then pastors. How the pastors gonna come from that end and hit the top total pole? You can't do it. Have they done it? All around the United States of America have they done that. Wait a minute, say that again. I got you said you something. I got the feeling so strong. I died 100 times. It's becoming a daily life struggle. What's that? Is that the feeling that's so strong? Is the ideal of dying 1,000 times? Tell me if that's it. Did I say it right? Is that I got the feeling so strong that I died 1,000 times. It's becoming my daily life struggle. Talk to me. The feeling is so strong, yes, indeed, that you died 1,000 times. Because, and if you died 1,000 times, and the feeling of dying is trying to grip you, that and make you feel in the flesh that's dying that you keep dying. But reason why is your flesh is feeling this, but your spirit already knows you shall not die. And that's what you're struggling with. You're allowing your flesh to, and the reason why your flesh doing that is because there is already given to you to not die. You shall not die. Okay? You shall not die. To experience that, I can truly feel it. And that means that you shall not die. The flesh will die. So it is tormenting you because it shall die. So it is tormenting you in the spirit because it shall die. So it is tormenting you because you shall not die. And what that means is eternal life. Okay? Remember that. That's what that's meaning. That's what that's meaning. That's what that's meaning. The battle is in the flesh. The flesh shall die. So it's tormenting you because it knows that your spirit has an eternal life. Okay? That's the problem with that issue. And it's really not a problem. You better tell the spirit, you better tell the flesh, stand down, clown, you dead. Yeah, that it sure will throw one. It'll throw one in a minute. But you know who checked me? The Most High Yah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. The Most High Yah will check me up and check me down. No, they don't have any power because he said, when you receive me, you shall receive power. And see, what they did is they didn't sit down and wait and tarry for the Ruach. Instead, they felt that they were the Ruach. And they seen all the other pastors and all these other people saying that they're pastors, they're bishop. And you know what they're doing now? It's a lot of them saying they're chosen. It's a lot of them saying they're chosen. They took all these positions because of money reason. They saw the power in being able to manipulate the people and win them over financially. And they have done a successful job. Yep, tell them to stand down, clown. That's right. That's what he told him. He told Satan, it is written. You can go and sit down somewhere. It's written already, bro. It's written in the kingdom that thou shalt not tempt thy most high Yah. You better get on somewhere and sit down, clown. That's Matthew 6. Matthew 6. That's Matthew 6, and that's 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate one. And that's what he said in Genesis chapter 3 and 15. Same thing. That bounces off of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. Two seeds, woman seed, serpent seed. Now listen to this here. Matthew chapter 6 and verse what? 24. No man can serve two masters, for neither one will hate the other and love the other. One, either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one or despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yah and Mammon. So this is what I'm saying. There go the twos, y'all, straight in your face. As this here bounce real, go to Genesis 3 and 15. That verse bounced straight off of Genesis 3 and 15. That's why he said, if they miss it, Deborah, they ain't gonna find a way home. And a lot of people have missed it and they can't find a way home. They think where they are at is spiritual, but they don't understand, baby, you're a long ways from home. You're a long ways from home. You're a long ways from home. And that's a good one. I'm gonna make sure I detach that to Genesis 3 and verse 15, because I have it, I always quote that verse. Now I'm going to add Matthew 6 and verse 24, because that's showing you the two seeds he was talking about to Satan. Now he's telling this to Satan. He's telling this to Satan. He's telling this to Satan, and we missed it. And here go who? Yeshua sitting here saying it. No man can serve two masters. Either he will hate one and love the other, or else he would hold to one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yah and Mammon. He said it. That's it. Every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. And the key to the every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah is, why didn't he say every words, all the words? Word, W-O-R, means the Father on the throne. Words is in this book. This book is words. Yah is word. This book is words. Yah is word. So he said, tarry until I come. And when I come, I will teach you my word. That's why he was, and during that time, he said, but don't put your trust in man. What is he saying? Don't trust man to give you the word. You can trust him with this book. You can trust him with this. But the word, don't trust him with it. Yeshua said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word, not words, that proceed, that come out of the mouth of Yah, that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. Not words proceed out of the mouth of man. No, he's not saying that. Then turn around and tell you, put your trust in no man. That's why he's telling you that, because he said there's two words. See, y'all pull up in the twos. He gives you twos. And the word is one, and the words make it two. One is for the spirit, and one is for the flesh. How about that? How you like them now? He riding high now. One is for the spirit, and one is for the flesh. So he that is of the spirit, he comes to teach you the word that is in the words. But can the words teach you the word? No, it can't. The flesh can't teach you the things of the flesh, of the spirit. The flesh cannot teach you the things of the spirit, but the spirit can teach you the things of the flesh. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. With their pappy, with their pappy Satan. Shoot, Satan said, I don't know about y'all. I know where I'm going. I ain't worried about it. I just thank him. This was Satan said, I just thank him for giving me all this time to cut up. Because I got my mission when I got a son away. I knew I'm going to eternal lake of fire. I got my ticket. Do y'all got y'all's? I had mine a long time ago. I know where I'm going. I don't have no problem going. That's the thing about Satan. He don't have no problem going to the lake of hell. He ain't up here on the earth fighting to stop them going. Even when that angel come down to take him and chain him in the pit for 1,000 years, you think he gonna fuss fighting for? No, he ain't. Come on, take me where I need to go, because I got some more time. Once he let me out of this one, I get to come back again. See, he knows. Study to show thyself approved. That was 2 Timothy. So Sister Deborah says, I hope we all got something out of it. 2 Timothy and 2nd chapter and 15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yah, a workman that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word, not the words, not the words, but the word of truth. See, they don't even know what that is. See, the word of truth is not this book, y'all. But you got to divide this book from the word of truth, because there's this book is words, okay? And Yah is the word that comes in you and teach you, okay? It comes to teach you all things. So I, Sister Deborah, say to you all, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I hope we got something out of it, okay? And anybody have any other questions before we got 5 minutes before we pull out? Yeah, we got about four minutes here before we pull out. But like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat. And I will be back again. All righty. So you all have a pleasant night, evening. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's night. Oh, it is. It's dark. Okay. And I say unto you all, be blessed. Good night. Shalom and shalom. Shalom.